Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about this again of people, they're hearing other people say it, or they're reading these memes or watching these memes. People basically saying things that become a mantra, really, for far too many. And I'm afraid that we have had for a while now a society where that's what people do. They hear some slogan and they think that's how they're supposed to think about something, and then they repeat it, and then it just keeps going down. I mean, more and more people hear it. More and more people think that's how you should think about a topic, like blaming the victim. And these memes, quite often, I've seen lately, especially more and more lately, it's like a pushback from the people who are narcissistic, who are abusive, who are toxic, to blame the victim. And people hear this, and they keep repeating it, and more people say it, and it's taking over. Any kind of awareness people, others are putting out there against this kind of thing, it's being overrun by people who are listening and watching and reading these memes, these people who are saying this, to blame the victim. But they don't put it in those terms. They don't say, hey, blame the victim. But that's what they do, is blame the victim. Okay, but yeah, I do think that it's the mentality of hearing a slogan and thinking that people thinking they're so wise because they say what these slogans, these, memes and stuff say, that makes them wise. Well, some people will say, well, it's your fault. You should have seen the red flags. Well, you know what? Some people don't even know what red flags means and have never even heard red flags. Red flags of what? They might have that. It's kind of like people who say everybody should pull themselves up from their own bootstraps. Guess what? Not everybody owns boots or can afford to own boots. Life chances here. We don't get to ask which family, we don't get to say which family we're born and raised in, and not everybody can afford that kind of thing. Well, guess what? Not everybody can afford computers to listen to watch videos, to read things from true people who are being true, not people who are trying to make money off of it, but they're truly spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse and those red flags. Okay, to slow it down a little bit, what I've seen more lately is that of this about, I mentioned the red flags, that you should have seen the red flags. Well, hindsight's 20/20. We always see it, not always, but some of us will see it, say, oh, I missed that. Cart horse here. Not everybody not everybody knows enough about red flags. Not everybody can say, oh, that's actually should have been a red flag to me. And then know that it had been at the moment. Yeah. Hindsight, yeah, they can say, well, I should have saw that. Well, that is blaming the victim. It's that whole thing. Why don't people pick this up and start spreading it around? It's to say, the question is not why didn't she leave him? The question is, what in our society makes him think he can do it and get away with it? Why don't people pick that up? Instead they say, oh, well, you should have seen those red flags. Blaming the victim. Okay, and people, like I said, people read it on a meme, hear it, somebody else say it. And that kind of, it's like total reverse of what some people, not all people, but some people are trying to put out there about narcissistic abuse, any kind of form of abuse. It's like they're trying to undo it. Some people, they don't know. They don't realize this is what it is. It's because they're just learning. They're victims here too. They're just now learning what is narcissistic abuse, or what is abuse all around. And then this is what they're hearing. So some of them say, well, this is what I should think. This is what I should spread around. I should be an advocate. I should, of the awareness of narcissistic abuse and what it's all about, any kind of abuse, like I said. And it's a vicious circle. It becomes so vicious that it's being overrun by these, these kinds of memes and this kind of mantra thinking, that You have to have a slogan or you're nothing. If you don't stand for any, something, everything's a slogan, mantra. And too many of the people who are out for the money, okay, they know that. They know that people want a slogan. They want something they can chant. They want something that sounds just like everybody else, and that makes them, like I said, so smart and so knowledgeable. And they know this, the people who are out for money, say, or fame, fortune, whatever. They want to be glorified. They want everybody to listen to just them. And, of course, for everybody to give them their money. They know that people like slogans. They know that people like that thing, like I just said. They can chant it. And that's what they work on. Okay, and they become popular because they work on that. And the more popular they become, the better, the more money they make. Some people, not everybody in all this, they'll say, oh, this person's successful, they're popular, they're making money, they're showing success here, then we should listen to them. Yeah. People who think that way, they're being victimized, in my view. Not everybody, of course, like I said, not everybody know all of this. But yeah, they know how to work it. They're master manipulators, okay? They know how to work it. My videos are on private now. And yeah, they're not on public. But I've said these things before, and I still see it it's worsening. More and more people are seeing it as this is the way to make money. Okay, this is the way they enrich themselves. I mean, they make themselves rich. Okay, but what they're putting out there is such against what is needed. Okay, and then they go into another thing that too many people like, and it's a conspiracy theory. And some people might not see this as a conspiracy theory, but they will say, and a lot of conspiracy theories go this way, they know more than the scientists. I've done video after video for probably 2-3 years now about this. Like I said, most of mine are not on public. And that's what they do. They know more than the counselors because they've experienced it. Well, guess what? You really think that the counselors haven't experienced something like this, or know somebody who has experienced something like this? Yeah, people go into fields for a reason, quite often. Okay, they go into a certain field for a reason, but suddenly, this is a world where the life coaches, not all of them, but many life coaches are out there saying they know more because they have experienced narcissistic abuse themselves. Who on this planet these days hasn't at least seen it, heard of it? I mean, in the way of, turn on your news, okay? Somehow, some way, they might not be aware of the words, they might not be aware of the terminology, they might not be aware that's what that is called, but they have experienced it somehow. A person would have to be extremely sheltered. This is my view, I could be wrong. They would have to be extremely sheltered not to have at least heard something about it. It's just might not be a big part of their lives, okay? But anyway, so there's, to go back to that, the people who've never even heard of red flags, they don't know it. It's not a big part of their life. Is to know and to think about and to have in the forefront of their mind. There's no way on this planet that everybody knows even just the topic, okay, of, say, narcissistic abuse. There's no way everybody on the planet knows this. But, so to tell somebody, you should have seen the red flags, like I'm saying, not everybody knows even a topic that everybody should know something like that. So we're not there yet, and we're never going to be there. You don't blame a victim. You don't tell the victim, you should have known. It's your fault. That's what you're saying. It's your fault that you were abused. No, it's not their fault. They were abused. This is all over the place. I had written down notes, and of course I didn't bring them with me. ready to go, but nope, there they were. But anyway, I want to do more again on conspiracy theories. I have in the past. My videos are, most of them are on unlisted and they're in playlist, but I have close to 700 videos altogether. Not all of them are about this topic though. But anyway, I want to do more on conspiracy theories when it comes to education, and this I think is a big key to, like I'm talking about in here, this whole topic. Okay, and to get education from the right source, not the source that's the conspiracy theorists, conspiracy theorists are putting out, but the right source. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.